dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
The Watch Your Opera House presents the Midwest Country Music Organization New Artist of the Year, Jordan Beam, featuring John Griffiths. This at 7 p.m. Tickets are just $10. Get them at watchyyouroperahouse.org or get them at the door. See one of the Midwest's best with Iowa's Jordan Beam this Saturday night, 7 p.m. at the Watch Your Opera House.
As these Iowa skies.
The Albia After Prom Haunted House is open Friday and Saturday nights in October from 8 to 11 p.m. Admission is just $10. Free parking at the Monroe County Fairgrounds in Albia. It's the Albia After Prom Haunted House. Fridays and Saturdays in October from 8 to 11 p.m.
We hope to see you there.
All this fall, you've seen Clint's fantastic photos of Sigourney Keota football over the last few years. And now Clint is bringing those talents to be showcased on Steve Shetler Media. We're no highlight of the game as well. You won't miss a thing with Sigourney Keota football coverage right here this year on Steve Shetler Media. Delta Fire and Rescue presents the Delta Haunted House at 109 North Center Street in Delta. And welcome in on a Saturday morning where the sun is shining right from Pekin Football. We're doing the sports section. We are live from Brothers Market in downtown Sigourney on a gorgeous fall morning. And yeah, we do have a loaded show this morning. We've got Coach Weber with us. We'll have Coach Jared Jensen a little bit later on. And we've got Hall of Fame Coach Bob Howard right in between. So we've got a lot of football talk going on for today. Andy McGuire is our host. Andy back after a week off, vacationing who knows where, but Andy is back with us. Andy, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, I was not in the Maldives, Steve, but I did take a weekend off, and I'm back rejuvenated, especially for a big show today. Clint Weber, legendary coach Bob Howard. I don't want to dig too far into the stats and the scores here because I was looking at them. But why don't you talk about the game last night? How did the week of practice go as far as keeping the kids up and ready to play on a game that on paper you were going to win before it even started?
Yeah, like I could have mentioned a couple weeks ago, we just try to keep practice dynamic, and we built some fun times in there. Doing some just some hype drills, things that kind of change the structure of practice that kids stay rejuvenated. And like you said, we also, we stayed away from team time a little more last week just because, not that we'd ever take anyone for granted, but we felt like that last week was a week that we could spend a little more time on fundamentals than team time because ultimately you plug it all together anyways. And, last week I felt like it was, like I said, just one more time to really visit the fundamentals heavily for the season before, you start trimming that time back for postseason. So, we did. We threw the ball early and we got the first play of the game, got a 50-yard touchdown pass or so, and then we spread the rushing game all around. It's kind of been that way all year. We've just shared the ball. A lot of guys have been in that 80 to 100-yard mark. Guys that got a lot more time that don't play necessarily as much some nights, and it got them some experience that they may need going forward if we've got to do something different, or just happy that our defense held the goose egg, because that's been pretty important to our team morale. We prioritize defense first down there, and it was a good night.
Yeah, it's nights like these, I think, when we talk about this, guys that maybe don't see the field when the Friday night lights are on, when the stands are packed and everybody's there. So, talking about the future, this is for what that is. It's for development, right? And that's the place where Pekin's at. You've done a phenomenal job year 1, year 2, year 3, getting the growth. Do you feel confident that you've had enough growth through this year that you're going to be able to keep this train rolling as Pekin football moves along?
Oh, every year is different, and we do have we have a kind of a big handful of seniors this year, but we do have a lot of juniors playing, like a lot, and we got a pretty good chunk of sophomores contributing, and our our freshmen's coming along. You just never know how class to class and high school sports in general are going to fluctuate. But yeah, I think the experience won't drop off so heavily versus maybe my first year. There might not have been as much experience because of how they were built. So happy with our JV. They had some wins this year. They had a couple, or 2 or 3 really close losses, which it's good that they've been in that moment. That hopefully they can hit the ground running next year.
So you finished the regular season, 7-1, getting ready to roll into the playoffs. Looking back on this season, is there something that sticks out in your mind as a turning point maybe, or a place where you thought, aha, we have it this year, or anything like that? Or did you just walk into the season confident that you were going to be able to put a 7-1 or maybe even an 8-0 regular season together?
Well, someone asked me if I thought we'd finish that, and I said no. But Columbus was a really physical game. That was game 4. And it was 0-0 like with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. So that was a turning point. We stepped up physicality wise, and then the Lisbon game, when you get beat, sticks out because I really believe that was good medicine, because you find out where you really are in a big game, and we know that we still know from that game what we need to get better on, and we feel we have in some of those areas, but I'll constantly use that as I think it's going to put you in a good position later.
So the lower classes, they're going to be matching up the 4 to the 1, the 2 to the 3, and playing those in this first round, and then they dump them into pods when they get down to 16, right, Coach? So you're going to be facing some stiffer competition coming up. Do you think you have the team prepared? Are they in the right headspace to compete, to be into that elite level? Do you think you're close enough to be able to compete with those big boys, if you will, in that class?
Well, everybody's I told our kid last night, and you're 6 days to prepare, and when that time comes around, we'll be hopefully as ready as we can be. But I truly just try to get rid of all that stuff and diffuse it, because and I think every coach probably last night's film of what did we struggle with and get better at that, so that which is great. And also the other team has to prepare for us as well. So hopefully those things will benefit us, and we'll be able to find a way to win next Friday.
Yeah, it's a great point. You mentioned how the coaches will try and flush out all the noise and really focus on the game, focus on the fundamentals, focus on what you do. All good coaches do that. That to me is fundamental. That's baseline. But I think what makes the difference are the kids and the leadership on the team and how much buy-in they have. Do you feel you have those kids on that team to take the rest of the crew along where they need